we're going to begin by talking about the group assignment. If you go into the GRL site and click on assignments, then the group assignment, you can read the specifics about this group assignment. So the purpose of the assignment is to understand and practice interpersonal, group, and public communication skills. A local philanthropist has hired your consulting firm, your group, to help him find a nonprofit organization that is addressing a worthy cause to donate his money. This nonprofit organization can be located at any level, local, state, national, or global. As a group, you must engage in a group discussion and try to come up with a consensus on a worthy nonprofit organization. This activity should begin with each member of the group brainstorming a variety of worthy causes or organizations so that you will have something to contribute to the online group discussion. So your first goal, first of all, is to see who's in your group. You need to reach out to your group mates and talk as a group to come up with a nonprofit organization that you can suggest for this assignment. Now, in doing so, to have this conversation, again, we are under assignments and group assignments. If you scroll all the way down, you will see group meeting 1, group meeting 2, and the group assignment. Group meeting 1 is for your first brainstorming meeting to meet with your group mates to say, okay, what nonprofit organizations should we select? So everyone should come into this meeting with 1 or 2 organizations that they really like. Brainstorm and decide on one for the entire group. This is what you're doing your group project on, whichever organization you choose. In this group meeting, when you click on group meeting, it will take you to GoReact and it will have a group setting for you. Now notice it says no recordings yet. So if you click on start assignment, I'm going to put your groups into this section. So you will see group 1, group 2, and group 3, and you will record just like you did your speeches. You will record this brainstorming session and I will be able to go back and look at it and see what organization you all came up with. You will go back to the GRL site and you will fill out your group topic approval form. Put one group member's address in here. Do not put all 4 or 5 group members' address. Just pick one group leader and then list your group members. After you do that, you will choose or state in this box your chosen nonprofit organization. You will say, did everybody agree on the above topic? And then you will say why you all want that chosen organization and what is your group's problem question. Now, what do I mean by what's your group's problem question? Once you have selected an organization, you have to come up with a problem question. So we might choose Red Cross. And our group project problem question can be, how can the Red Cross aid in helping our community deal with the COVID-19 crisis? So that's what you'll be researching. You'll be researching what is the Red Cross? What are some areas that they help in? How can they help with COVID? There have been many issues where people are in need of blood. So what can they do to help solve that problem question? They can do more blood drives. They can enlist in the help of YSU students or college students to do blood drives because you can find mass amount of people there. They can contact the hospitals and see what their major need is, like what blood types. So those are some answers that I would answer within my problem question. But for now, you're just coming up with a problem question for your organization. So my organization is the Red Cross. The question is, how can the Red Cross help our community with the COVID-19 crisis? So you will write your problem question in there and you click submit. Now, if your question is a little off or needs a little help, I'll reply and let you know what to do. Once your group has chosen an organization, your next step as a group member, individually, you will do what's called a group RTM, individual group RTM. So you're going to do the RTM 2 times. You're going to do it once all by yourself, and then as a group, you'll come together and talk about each other's answers and put everyone's answers together in a concise document, creating an overall group RTM. So let's take a look at this online group RTM. You download it from the GRL site, and notice it's the online group RTM. So you'll say, what local issue or problem did your group choose? So you are looking at the COVID crisis and their need for blood, if I were using Red Cross. So I will define the problem or issue or need. Many people are having blood issues and are bleeding out with the COVID issue. So we need an organization that can address this and help provide um, blood for people dealing with COVID-19. How important is this problem? This problem is very important because we are dealing in a crisis right now where people are dying from this disease daily. What or who is affected? Our community is affected. Our elderly, our young, our youth, anyone who's dealing with COVID-19 is affected. How are they affected? So now you'll do some research and you'll provide some data as to how many people have blood issues dealing with COVID-19, or what are the blood issues? Do you need to define special terms? I would probably have to define the types of diseases that the COVID patients are dealing with when it deals with blood. So analyze my problem. In what situation does this problem occur? So you're thinking in historical times, has this happened before? You can say, well, we've not had a flu like this ever before, but the flu is out there. But we did have the Spanish flu that wiped out many people. So COVID-19 is somewhat similar to that. But what makes it a little different in time is that there are different blood issues that are occurring with COVID-19. So what specifically are the problems? People are catching COVID-19, and then when they have that, they are bleeding from different organs and having internal bleeding, which is causing them to die. So what's causing the problem? Actually having COVID-19. Well, what's causing the cause? People not being safe, using social distancing, not wearing their masks. So that initially is what the problem is. That's what's causing the cause. What's the cause of the problem you're looking at is people catching COVID-19. And what is the problem? People with COVID-19 having blood issues and bleeding internally. Do you see how one causes one, which is causing the other, which is causing the other? So which organizations work to eliminate this problem? So you can provide a list of organizations or just provide information about the organization you've chosen. So we will, if I were in this group, I would choose, and we chose Red Cross, I would give their background, their history, who do they work with, are they national, are they local, how many people do they serve, etc. and so forth. Then going down, you have more history and background of your organization, information verifying it's a legitimate cause or organization. So it's very legitimate because it's been around for so many years and this and this and that. Stories and statistics to support your claims. You can look on their website to see stories and testimonials about how the Red Cross provided blood. You can also look at outside sources because you're going to need at least 3 to 5 sources for your group speech. So you need to find sources to go along and correspond with this information. Then you'll talk about how the philanthropist can best support the organization, maybe providing money for blood drives, maybe just donating money. Think of a few different ways and then explain any possible restrictions that can happen. So this is the RTM that you are going to fill out. Like I said, each person within the group must fill it out individually. You will submit it and you will earn 5 instructor option points if it's done well. Done well means that you put some thought into it, you came up with some answers, you didn't just quickly throw something together. You even had some research and you have some sources. And then in your second video group meeting, you'll discuss the individual RTM that everyone had and together complete a final group RTM. All group members will receive the same grade on the final group RTM as long as they are in the meeting and I see that they are participating. Like I said on the document, the exception to this is one, you failed to submit an RTM draft. If you do not submit to me an individual RTM, you will not gain those 5 points. If you fail to attend the group meeting to compose the final group RTM, you will receive a 0. If you fail to submit a draft and fail to attend the meeting, you'll receive a 0 for the group RTM and the individual. So please let me know if you have any questions, comments, or thoughts regarding the group RTM. Let me show you what this group RTM looks like. Let me share the group RTM with you. All right, so you can get a better look at the group RTM. So notice this is the document. These are all the questions that I was noting. And you will just take this document and all you have to do is hit enter and answer the questions right below. You don't need to write it in paragraph form or as a paper. I just want the answers right underneath every question. Do not delete the questions. Make sure every question is there and make sure you have your sources. So this is what the RTM looks like with the questions. Okay? So what do you have to do? What's the first thing that needs to be done? The first thing that you need to do is to go onto Blackboard and figure out who your group mates are. Once you've figured out your group mates, you need to then go email each other and come up with a meeting time where you guys can talk and come up with an organization. When you come up with an organization, you can then begin your individual RTM. So, again, go on Blackboard, figure out who's in your group. Once you've figured out who's in your group, you will then email each other and come up with a time to meet as a group to come up with an organization for your group. Then, once you have done that, you all will individually work on the individual group RTM. Once you have that together, you'll email each other and come up with a meeting time to do the group RTM together. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, please email me and let me know if you have any issues.